So this is not how I wanted to present our story to you. The reality is that the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry, and that's where we're at today. I'll try and start at the beginning and move very quickly to where we are today. We didn't wake up one day and decide that we were going to go off-grid. It wasn't an instant decision, it wasn't a whim, it wasn't anything like that. We've been working on and planning on doing this for at least 8 years, and it's been a long, arduous process where we have been doing a ton of research. Both Sandy and I are very much planners, and so we have planned and we've written notes and we've come back and revisited those notes and we've watched videos and we've done reading and we've bought books and we've had our nose stuck in them like bookworms to learn how to do all the things that we feel we're going to need to do to be off-grid. And unlike a lot of other off-gridders and off-grid channels, we really wanted to document our entire process from the very beginning to actually getting there and carrying on from that point. So we're not going into this with rose-colored glasses or with our eyes closed in any way, shape, or form. We are very much aware of the difficulties that are going to face us. And like I said, we didn't wake up one morning and go, today's the day, we're going to do this. I know my mom, for example, is very worried that I'm going to turn into the wild man of Borneo. I don't think that's going to be the case, but who knows at this point. The reality is that we have a very specific plan that we've laid out, and I spent a lot of time working on plans for episodes and plans for giving our story in little bits along this journey. And in some of those, it was, how we looked for property, how we found property, what the purchase process was like, and things like that. So quite detailed videos. And I will admit I sort of dragged my heels on this because I thought we had way more time. We'd even had a plan to wind down our business and things that were going on here before our move, and that's now changed quite considerably. The plan was to find property, and for 5 years we spent a lot of time looking at properties online. Being 3 provinces away from where we want to be, it made it a little bit difficult to get out and see properties and things like that. So eventually we did buy property. We found a plot of land that we think suits our purpose, and we purchased it sight unseen. The plan was to move to property without a job and without work in the area. Ideally to retire, because as I get older, I don't want to be starting a project like this when I'm physically no longer capable or not as capable as I am now. And so we are planning to do this very cheaply, inexpensively, however you want to call it, but basically with no income and no backup funds. All our backup funds went to fund our property, which was a decent sum of money, but it's paid off in full, so there's no mortgage on it. The only thing we have to pay is our annual taxes, which fortunately for us, being in an unorganized township and with no structures on it, the taxes are all very cheap. So that's a good thing. Having said that, we thought we had more time, and we thought we had at least another 6 months of planning and prepping and building up food stores and selling items and so on and so forth, and purchasing things that were necessary to get us on the property. Now what's happened is that our cost of living is going to significantly increase in the middle of that 6-month term. And so that means that now, instead of a 6-month window on moving, we now have a 3-month window on moving. And the downside of that is that instead of us moving in the spring or the early spring to our property, we now have to basically make this move happen in the middle of winter. So that's going to be a challenge for sure. It is an exciting and absolutely terrifying journey, and the important thing here is that we're doing it together and we are working together on this. But the shortened timeline makes it really, really scary. And I know a lot of people watching this video are going to have an abundance of questions and comments and concerns. And I really do hope that you will express those down below in the comment section so that we can address them either by message or responding to comments or in a video in the future. One of the things that's going to really be important to us is that we have the support of the people around us and our families and friends, but also people that are just viewing this video. And we're trying to find ways to facilitate that support. We'll put our email address in the comment section of every video, and feel free to reach out that way as well. At the moment, there's not much more to tell because we weren't prepared for the sudden change and the sudden acceleration of our plans. And so we are still reeling a little bit and still in a frantic replanning mode, but that's okay. We'll get there, and as we progress in the next upcoming weeks and days, I will 100% be keeping you all up to speed and up to date. So please comment down below if there's questions you have, if there's questions that you want to ask, that you want me to answer, that we can try and address, as I said, either in the comments or in a following video. And ask questions about us too, because as I said, I'd planned like almost 10 episodes ahead of time, which would answer a bunch of those questions. But now, just from a time perspective and from the crunch sort of perspective, I feel that we don't have the time to prepare and to put in there. So please ask your questions, and we'll answer them as best we can. And thank you so much for being here and joining our journey to our better life.